guys, what's up? This is Showtime from Showtime Shredded Fitness over here. Size, growth, get big. Alright. Well, it's going to be Super Bowl Sunday for the kids this weekend. It's the first time in Colts history that all four squads have had as much as 5 A3 this year because a couple programs dropped and this and that. There was only an A, B, C, and D. But all of them, A, B, C, and D, are all going to the playoffs. Not playoffs, I'm sorry. To the Super Bowls. All of them. So Clef is going to play at 5. The first game's at 12:30. The one's about 2:30. There's another one around 3:30. And then we're at 5. But it's going to be a nerve-wracking game. The Coyotes are kind of their nemesis. Okay, so first year, Clef caught the ball on the 2-yard line. Next play, they fumbled. And then the next year was last year. They lost a close one in the championship game. Same team, Coyotes, right? And shit, out of all the teams they're playing, we're the only Colts that are playing the Coyotes. A, B, C, and D, they're all playing Eagles or Huskies, right? We're playing Coyotes again. So third time, the Coyotes are going to be the ones that make or break our season. Good news is there's no losing to these guys. They're undefeated. They were 6-0 the season. We were 4-2, and before this game, that's counting playoffs and everything. So I think we got a good shot at them. We only lost a really close game by a couple of points the first time we played them this year. Game could have went either way. Both times we played the Bears, it was the same thing. Those were our only 2 losses of the year. We lost once to the Bears, once to the Coyotes. Second time we beat the Bears. But they could have just as easily beat us as we beat them. And early in the season, same exact thing. Could have went either way. Couple of points difference in both games. And the Coyotes, yeah, they're a little cocky, right? And I was super nervous for the kids, right? More nervous than Cliff is, I think. But you know, I'm putting it out there, you know, to the kids on Facebook, all this other stuff, that the kids on the Coyotes are, they're bad sports, and they taunt too much, and they're little hyenas and jackals and this and that. That's to get the kids riled up, okay? That's mind games, that's psychological warfare, and I don't mind that they do it. It's not the way I would encourage my athletes to do it. At my level, UFC, bodybuilding, this and that, it's still kind of okay to taunt and talk shit after the fact, but most of us, you know, most champions, they don't do that afterwards. They might do it before, even during maybe, but afterwards it's like, hey, great job, you know. It's the same thing, you know, we put 100% into it, and you know, so sportsmanship is huge, and being a humble champion, you know, once you earn that victory is not something you should be taunting, you know, after you've done it, unless it's a marketing thing, right? The Coyotes aren't marketing shit right now. So when I throw that jab out there, it's just to get the kids fired up so that they lay some hat a little bit more, play a little bit harder. It may make little or no difference in the way that they play. It's not going to mess them up. If anything, it's going to help them. And you know, as soon as this game is done, it's like I'm leaving it alone. I'm not going to be all pissed off if they're taunting afterwards. It is what it is. You know, you teach your kids. Some athletes are going to do that, some aren't. And you know, they're just kids. They don't know better yet. They'll learn as they get older, and they'll become more mature as they get older, and this and that. Just not something that, you know, I want my kids to do. That they're going to do any taunting at all. It's going to be part of the game, and it's going to be good sportsmanship afterwards. And even then, I usually don't. I'm more of backing up on the field type of a thing, not talk a bunch of shit. Because then the more shit you talk, the worse you look if you get beat. And a lot of times holding that rage and that intensity in is actually a lot of times what's gonna do great things on the football field or the platform or the sports arena, because you haven't expelled that energy talking, right? Because talking takes some energy too, and sometimes you're all talked out, man. Sometimes I'll get with a conversation with somebody and they're so high energy, and we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and they run you through the whole thing, and they tell you what you have to do, and you have to repeat it back to them. By the time you're done talking about it, you're already tired, you feel like you've already done the thing, right? So it's better to just go out there and back it with words, and then just reflect upon it in a glory days thing if you win, or a learning situation if you lose, so that you're better for the next battle, rather than take all that extra energy to talk and all this stuff. So if I get a little bit of feedback from people getting upset, well, other kids talk this and that and taunt and this, I don't care. Once it's done, it's done. If they want to continue to talk shit, whether they win or lose after the game, it's completely fine, right? But if it gives the kids energy to play better, then, great. Then I'm going to use that to piss off the kids so that they play better, okay? And then, once the game's done, then there's no need to bring it up again. It's great drug Coyotes, whether they win or lose, taunt or not taunt. It's going to be the same reaction. It's going to be with respect, and it's going to be a great game, and that's it. Not who talked shit about who and all this other stuff. There's going to be a Super Bowl winner. They already had an undefeated season, so even if we win the Super Bowl, they've had a great run, and there's a lot of respect. I'm obviously not playing this video for a reason. We don't want to put out the respect, which they deserve, and we deserve it too, of course. You would even make it to the Super Bowls. Bears deserve a lot of respect as well. Like I said, they beat us the first time around, and it was a controversial win when they won. It was a controversial win when we won. Probably more controversial when we won than when they won. But that's the fascinating thing about sports. It's a fascinating animal. Anything can happen. It's like, that shouldn't have happened. Yeah, I know. We shouldn't have thrown the ball up the middle on New England either, but we did, and New England won. You like it or not, that's the reality of it. They won, we lost, right? Against Green Bay, we were way behind. People think we shouldn't have won that game, but guess what? We won. We won. They lost. Pittsburgh, they beat us in one of the Super Bowls. It was our first Super Bowl we ever went to. They won, we lost. Blame it on the refs. Blame it on the boss for throwing it up against New England. Blame it against teammates. Play the blame game all you want. We've got 3 Super Bowls. We've shown up to 3 Super Bowls. We've won 1 Super Bowl. That's a hell of a lot better than we've done in the 80s, right? So, win, lose, or draw against the Coyotes, the Colts deserve respect. The Coyotes deserve respect. Even if they're going to talk shit, hey, it's worked for them. They get on their people's skin, and but to be honest with you, they don't have to do that. They're good enough to not talk the talk. They can walk the walk and be just as good or better. But if an arrogant team or player likes to run their mouth and they can back it up, then that's their right to do that. I'm not gonna say what works or what doesn't work for people, because everybody's different, and even if we beat them in the Super Bowl, which I'm confident we can, and there's a good chance that we will, right? In fact, I think we have a very good chance. I think, if anything, they're going to come in a little overconfident, and I think if we can keep our confidence level up, I think we're going to give them a huge run for their money, and pull out an upset, and be proud of the kids either way it goes. Again, the reason I'm stating this for later is because I don't want the kids to know that the other kids on the team, it's all on them. With their parents and coaches. I don't have any part of that. One of the coaches on the coaching staff. But with my kids, I don't want to give them too much of a pat on the back just yet. Okay, because the minders, right? And then after the game, if they win 37-0, lose 37-0, which I don't think either of those is going to happen. I think the Colts are going to win by a little bit. And I think if we don't win by a little bit, pull out that upset, I think it's going to be just as close the other way around. I think it's going to be between 2 and 6 points of a bowl game, and I think the winner is only going to win by, either a couple of points or by about a touchdown. I don't even think it's going to be a 2-touchdown win. I think it's going to be less than 7. A 2 to 6 point difference. Whoever wins, and like I said, I think this time it's going to be the Colts, because every year the Colts gets better as the season goes along. I don't think the Coyotes have gotten much better, because it's still their 2 top guys that are their top guys, and if I think there's any way that we can shut those 2 guys down, which is easier said than done because they're both great athletes, I think that they're going to be in trouble, especially if they can't shut our best athletes down. If we shut theirs down, they shut ours down, it's a defensive battle, and again, it's going to be anybody's ball game, right? So we'll see what happens. It's definitely an exaggeration on my part. The Coyotes don't have the Colts rattled at all, I don't think. I don't hear any of them talking negatively about the Colts. I don't hear anybody negative or mad or pissed off. Even when we lost that game to the Coyotes, lost that game to the Bears, the kids were in good spirits. When they won, same thing. So I think I did get after. I did get them a little pumped up during halftime when I was talking to my son, because they looked like they were a little bit down at halftime. And I gave my son a little bit of a pep speech, and you could tell the kids were listening in, and they were getting a little bit fired up and excited about it. Like, yeah, if we can't pull this game off, because we were down by a couple of touchdowns, right? We can't pull this game off. Yeah, let's at least lay some hat, get some good tackles in, play well and have fun with it, and they end up winning the fucking game. And again, we got lucky. One of their best players got ejected by just sheer luck. Okay, but that's how it rolls. Proper preparation prevents poor performance, and as they go on in to third and fourth quarter, like they did going into halftime, their heads down, shoulders slouched, and looking like they'd already been defeated, that wouldn't have gotten that, put them in the position to get ejected in the first place. Does that make sense? It was just one of the players just got a little bit rattled, and he got just a little bit of a temper flare for like about that long, and it was just a short fuse, just a short little burst of temper, no big deal, but it was enough to get ejected. It was a fluke, okay? But that fluke helped us win the game. But had it not been a close ball game right there in the first place, had we not been putting pressure on them, dude never would have lost his temper. He'd have been a cool cat, just like they were the first time they played us. And instead of winning by 2 points, we would have lost by 6 or 2, or maybe we'd have pulled off a miracle and still won. I'm not saying if the kid didn't get ejected, we wouldn't have won the game, but the odds were against that. It's not fair enough because we're so far behind already. We're down like 33-19 or something like that, okay? We started coming back a little bit, coming within about a touchdown after that, when that kid had that short temper flare, okay? Took a swing at somebody, and nobody got hurt. It just, kid got ejected. That was it, man. That was, that kid put us in a position to win the game. I don't like the games like that, like winning fair and square, but it was not fair and square. I mean, it's illegal to take a swing at another player, and that's what happened. But hopefully it won't even come down to something like that. Hopefully we just go in there tonight, 5 p.m. And it's like 7 in the morning right now, or 6 in the morning, or 5 in the morning, whatever time it is. I just got off work. But get in there and put some pressure on these guys, and we just might not have to come from behind like we had to against the Colts, the Coyotes the first time around. We lost by a couple points, or 6 points, or 3 points, or whatever it was. It was the same damn thing. We had to come back from like 19-6 or some shit, right? To tie the game, and then after the tie ball game, they broke the tie and won. But if we don't get 2, 3, 4 touchdowns behind, we can be a lot more flippin' competitive, right? Whether the best guys are in there or not. So that's what we got to focus on. That's what we'll need to see. And again, I'm proud of the kids either way. I'm just doing this in advance because I make the Coyotes kids out like they're a bunch of jackasses, and they're nice kids. Okay, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I'm trying to get a fire lit under the Colts, so they put the boots to them. That strategy may or may not backfire, and I don't even know how many kids even look at my posts other than my friends, my family, and my kids. Other than that, I don't even think the other Colts or Coyotes even look at my Facebook page. Maybe they do, maybe they don't, but if they do, it could cause a very positive reaction, and it could even get, it could even piss the Colts off. We don't want that much. We're not that bad. They might get pissed off about it, but it might fluster them. If they get pissed off and they play better, then that's a strategy backfired. But if they get upset at themselves, flustered and just pissed off in a way that is not performance enhancing, then we can capitalize on that. And same thing if the kids feel like they're being taunted by the other team, and they just go out there and they hit legally and they play legally, but with some fire, some intensity, that can make the difference between just going out there and playing and actually laying some hat and showing up and letting them know that we came to play football. So that's all I'm hoping to do. Bringing some little lions to the arena, right? And going from there. Alright guys, it's been showtime with Showtime Shredded Fitness over here. Family sleeping, that's why I'm talking in such a low voice. Instead of hold back, otherwise it'd be a lot louder. Not loud, but just a normal voice, wouldn't be whispering. Alright guys, it's Showtime Shredded Fitness over here. Size